Hello, everyone, and welcome to Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. I'm Joey Taylor. We have a lot of stories to share with you today. This week, we're taking a step back in time, soaring to new heights, honoring a powerful legacy, and seeing how simple acts of kindness are changing lives right here at home. First, the events unfolding around the world and here at home can sometimes feel overwhelming, but one Valley Springs couple has found a way of dancing around all that's bad while focusing on the good old days. Perry Groten finds out why they're so fascinated by the 50s.
Stepping into Harold and Carol Geist's rec room is like taking a giant step back in time.
I'd say this is kind of my happy place.
The couple has turned this addition to their home into a 1950s era malt shop.
We just decided to keep on living the 50s. We haven't left yet.
The room is filled with 1950s memorabilia. One of Carol Geist's favorites is a music box in the shape of a piano, autographed by rock and roll legend Jerry Lee Lewis.
And I was able to meet Jerry Lee down at the Iowa State Fair, and he autographed the inside of it. So that's kind of my prize autograph.
The Geists are big fans of 50s music, so Harold, a retired TV repairman, has restored more than a dozen jukeboxes located throughout their home.
It was my wife's fault. She wanted a jukebox and I said, well, why do you want a jukebox? Well, she just wanted a jukebox. So a friend of mine had a 70 Wurlitzer. He says, you can have it if you fix my VCR. And so I did. And then I had to fix a jukebox. So it was kind of a learning experience there.
Harold also rigged together a speaker that features animated Barbie and Ken dolls singing in a band that he calls Johnny Capacitor and the Resistors.
That's my fascination, mechanics and electronics. I mean, I was 12 years old. I was sitting on the porch of our house in the summertime reading 1940s electronic books, tubes.
But Harold says it's now time for him to step away from restoring old jukeboxes in favor of other pursuits.
I have projects of my own that I want to accomplish, and I have old cars too that I want to fix up better, and so I need the time.
By now, you've noticed Harold's signature look. He sports a 1950s pompadour, a hairstyle from his youth that he never outgrew.
I don't know what I'd look like with a butch or anything like that.
But sharing a passion for the 50s, from the music to the fashions, doesn't mean the Geists are denying the realities of the present.
But it's a different world today. I think a lot of people are crazy nowadays.
But I think it's a family thing that really needs to be a lot more bonding. And I think things might be a little bit different in the world, too.
The Geists are a very recognizable couple on local dance floors. They say their shared passion for all things 50s has been a glue that's kept them married for the past 57 years.
If you don't have things in common, you just don't get that closeness.
A devotion to one another that never goes out of fashion and always keeps in step with today.
The couple also has a shed in the back that includes an indoor dance floor as well as an outdoor movie screen where they host private drive-in showings over the summer months. That is super cool, and I absolutely love that. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. From a celebration of the good old days to a legacy that continues to shape the future. Next, we hear how one young boy's words are still inspiring strength and hope. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It's been more than 2 years since Spencer Thorsland, the Brandon boy who battled cancer for 3 years, earned his angel wings. He's gone, but not forgotten, leaving behind words of wisdom well beyond his 13 years. Travis Fossing introduces us to a Flandreau woman who adopted Spencer's positive outlook on life after receiving a devastating diagnosis of her own.
Jody Early is a cancer survivor. In 2016, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
She opted for an aggressive treatment plan.
I did a double mastectomy, I did chemo, and then radiation. And then when that was done, I had to do a hormone pill that I was going to be on for 5 years. And it basically keeps the estrogen out of your body because that's how the cancer starts.
The medication came with side effects, which Early admits she didn't handle well.
I really got to a place where I was angry about it, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore.
5 years of pills turned into 10. Early felt broken.
One night I was sitting at home, basically feeling sorry for myself. I don't want to take this pill, blah, blah, blah. And Spencer came on KELOLAND.
My cancer started back.
Spencer Thorsland, a soon-to-be teenager battling cancer with resilience and perseverance, offering words to live by.
Eventually, I'll feel good.
Eventually, I will not be in pain. Eventually, I'm going to feel good.
Early took eventually to heart.
I don't know what it was about this little boy, but I'm just like, you need to stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Early's treatment ends in a year, which had her on edge, but only briefly.
I always say, what would Spencer do? He wouldn't be thinking about that. He'd be living his life. So that's how I live. I even went sledding this winter. Me on a sled. And I wouldn't have done that before.
Motivation to live life to the fullest from a youngster Early never met, though she can imagine.
I probably would have hugged him and start crying and told him he was my little hero.
She is definitely stronger now after hearing Spencer's story.
Taden Reisman is Early's 17-year-old grandson and a senior at Harrisburg High School.
I feel like she was trying to hide a lot of aspects about what the cancer brought upon her, and now I feel like she's trying more to embrace it and be able to go on with her life.
And she's not the only member of the family who found a spark in Spencer.
Before hearing Spencer's story, I was very scared of life, pretty much. I was scared of everything, and everything was was out to get me. And after hearing Spencer's story, I just was able to live my life more and be less scared of the world.
His heart was just about others and making sure everybody else was doing great.
Spencer's mom, Lori Hummel, says his message still echoes loud and clear.
Sometimes I'm just out and about, and it's kind of a God thing where I just am having a bad day or having a moment, and something comes up of somebody saying, I followed your son's story and I'm praying for you, or I'm thinking about you.
Spencer's room remains largely untouched, complete with memorabilia and pictures, though he was never afraid to look to the future.
My perspective with him was always trying to keep him positive, looking at, let's just look at what's ahead and what can come next, and asking him, how many kids do you want someday, and what would you like to do to keep his mind focused on, we can keep fighting, and we don't know what the future holds.
As for the immediate future, Early is helping Hummel fundraise for the This Is the Way Foundation and its Eventually scholarship. It will support students pursuing further education in the medical field. It has her motivated.
All I want to do is make money. I want this to explode and every community have an Eventually scholarship. I just think it'd be so awesome.
Call it her way of saying thank you.
He taught me to live your life and not look into the future and worry. So if, knock on wood, if it ever comes back, I will handle it so much better.
It's a lasting legacy of Spencer Thorsland.
He will never be forgotten. He will always be a part of our family, and I think the community, and my children will inspire that into their children, I hope, and that his story and his journey will inspire our family and others.
Early says she had a checkup 2 months ago and is still cancer-free. As for the Eventually scholarship, they've raised 40% of their $100,000 goal, and the first scholarship will be awarded this spring in Brandon. Now, if you'd like to help the cause, we've provided a link to the donation page on this story on KELOLAND.com. You can scan that QR code, and that's where you'll find it. Still to come, we're going from heartfelt to high flying as we learn about a program giving young athletes a chance to bounce, flip, and soar in a whole new way. Then we'll show you how one school community is showing up and filling more than just plates. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. The All-American Gymnastics Academy in Sioux Falls has a lot to offer young athletes, and its newest program is giving them a chance to really fly high. Let's learn all about trampoline and tumbling. Lauren Solik reports.
If you've ever wondered what it feels like to fly, just ask these athletes, because in a way, that's what they're doing with every jump and flip.
I enjoy doing all the flips, being high in the air, multiple flips is really fun.
I enjoy about flipping a lot, like at the trampolines. You get to learn skills a bit faster, and have a little bit fun, more experience.
Even the younger kids are getting in on the excitement.
Back handsprings, it feels like I'm flying in the air. I like to do backflips on the trampoline, and I like to do cartwheels on the tumbling.
It's kind of like you're flying, but you go sideways flying.
Trampoline and Tumbling is a program certified by USA Gymnastics, and program director Orlando Santana says AAGA is the only center in the state to offer it.
Many people don't know what's trampoline and tumbling. Trampoline and tumbling is an Olympic sport, it's a competitive sport. So we have the individual trampoline, the synchronized trampoline, the tumbling.
It's the newest sport at AAGA, but already the athletes here are thriving. 17-year-old Miley Denson is the state's first and only national champion in trampoline and tumbling. She says she still sometimes gets anxious when up in the air, but she isn't letting that stop her from flying.
I've had some pretty bad falls, and so it's, honest to God, when I land my routines, a relief, but I love it. It's amazing. It's like nothing else.
Jacob Richards is a level 10, the highest level before competitive elite. He says he still gets excited when he nails a move for the first time.
Just do complex flips and twists, really fun.
Santana says he's proud of his athletes and he wants to continue growing his team.
I'm trying to renew the team with the little kids and attract more kids for the program.
And he'd like to see more boys try out the predominantly female sport too.
Not only trampoline and tumbling, but gymnastics in America is just more girls than boys. So if you have a son, it's easy to be a champion because you have less boys to compete.
And speaking of competitions, these athletes have seen quite a few in this program, but to them, the sport means so much more than titles and medals.
This is my family. I can't imagine my life without some of them. Even after some hard days, I can come here and I'm free to be who I am.
Beginners ages 5 and up are welcome to sign up for trampoline and tumbling classes, while more advanced athletes can request an invite to join the pre-team or team groups. Now, to learn more about the program and how to join, follow the link under this story on KELOLAND.com. There's a QR code for you right there. You scan it and it'll take you to our website. Now, we're going to talk about one family who's going the extra mile in providing for others. Parents and staff at a Sioux Falls elementary school have come up with an idea that helps families put food on the table. It's filling plates and teaching students the importance of giving back. Carly Phillips shares the reason why.
Shelves of food fill the entryway inside Robert Frost Challenge Center Elementary in Sioux Falls. Each of these items donated by families within the school's community.
And we said any family stop in the lobby. It's open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and take any items you need, no questions asked.
Principal Jamie Bell first noticed the need for a project like this one last November.
Some parents just reached out. parents from Robert Frost and Challenge Center, just wanting to help families in our community, saying, you know, SNAP benefits kind of went on freeze, and how can we help families?
Which sparked the idea for the Roadrunner sharing shelf. Soon, families started coming up with their own unique ideas to make it even more special, including the Popham family, who has been creating ready take-home meal kits for the shelf.
Each year, we try to do a service project as a family with our kids. We always try to pick something that would be meaningful to the kids.
Their process begins at the grocery store. Second grader Wyatt and preschooler Cora help pick out every ingredient.
We came up with a main entree that had some source of protein in it, also a side of some sort, whether it's like a vegetable, a fruit, a starch. And then we also made sure to include a little treat for dessert too.
All the food is making me hungry.
Next comes packing each kit along with instructions on how to make every recipe, making sure every item
Cheese goes here, right?
is packed just right.
What's your favorite part about doing that?
Probably putting the dessert in.
The Pophams first brought about 20 meal kits shortly after Christmas, and later that week, they were gone.
Then we really knew that it was a good project to do.
Now the family regularly restocks the Roadrunner sharing shelf with new recipes, which has taught Wyatt a lot about giving back.
It's important because other families might not have enough money to buy their own food.
Yeah. How does that make you feel knowing that, you know, so for some families that's the case?
Sad. Definitely sad.
Now the idea of creating meal kits is spreading to other families and beyond school walls.
I've been contacted by families from other PTOs around the district or Girl Scout troops and other organizations that kind of have latched onto the idea. So it's really cool to see it spread.
The Roadrunner sharing shelf may only be a few months old, but it's clear the donations and the volunteers behind them are filling far more than just its shelves. Each item is a filling reminder of the support that lies within the school.
The Robert Frost and Challenge Center's PTO is working with the Terry Redland School to start up a similar food shelf project there too. Just a quick shout out to Terry Redland. It's where I went to elementary school years ago, and it's great to see a similar project going up there as well. And we'd love to see this in even more schools for more families to utilize. And for more information on that, again, here's that QR code. Go to our website and you can learn more. All right, folks, after the break, we are taking a look at history and walking you through it, as one of South Dakota's most populated cities has more history than you might think. We uncover stories that date back hundreds of years. That's coming up next on Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. All right, folks, for our last Eye on KELOLAND Rewind story, we're heading to Watertown. It's the 5th most populated city in South Dakota, boasting over 20,000 people. Each one of them, whether past or present, have their own individual story with quite an interesting history. Jordan DeSmit tries to scratch the surface and tells us some unique stories from the town's past.
This building, which currently houses the Cottington County Heritage Museum, has been part of Watertown's downtown for decades.
This building was the Carnegie Library until 1967, and then after the library moved, they needed something to go in the building, and they tried some different things for a few years, and then in 1974, a historical society was formed, and in 1975, it opened as a museum.
If you stop in, you might see Executive Director Christy Lickeye or volunteer Jane Miner. Miner has written 3 books about downtown Watertown.
Why do you volunteer? Oh, because I love history, and it's a fun place to do research and explore and look up people's questions about what happened in Watertown.
You can explore Native American pieces, the history of Watertown High School sports, which goes back to leather helmets, or check out items that were once in the Duffner drugstore, including a medicine called headache torpedoes. However, one thing the museum puts an emphasis on is the area's homesteaders who rushed to the area in the late 1870s.
Well, maybe we all know about homesteading and about people who settled this area, but we try to focus on individuals, like actual people who wrote about their lives and what they did when they came here and what they've done since they've been here.
One homestead story you can read is that of Etta Tarbell.
She was married to Oliver Tarbell, and they were from Minnesota, and he went on a trip to Dakota Territory with a friend. And when he came back, he said, "Oh, it's great, we're moving to Dakota Territory." And he said, "It's okay, you can stay with your mother for 2 years while I go and get things settled."
However, Etta refused and decided to travel with her husband.
And I think maybe she might have wanted to take that back, because she ended up in a sod house on the shore of Lake Kempesca with not another soul around who spoke her language or anything.
Around the same time period, this city hall was built. It housed city council meetings and a jail, but it also proved to be an important tool for law enforcement.
There was a dial on City Hall, and it was quarters, black, white, and if you were walking your beat downtown and you saw that the wheel was spinning, that means that you have to get a coin out of your pocket, find a payphone, and call in to see what's going on.
Memories of the past are still present in Watertown today. For example, Kemp Avenue is named after John and Oscar Kemp, who helped give Watertown its name. It was originally going to be called Waterville because of the nearby lakes, but the Kemps encouraged the name Watertown because they were from Watertown, New York.
The Kemp brothers had a farm kind of near where Runnings is, and they had a sign that said Kemp. And so then people would say, "Oh, it's on that Kemp Road," and now 100 and how many years later, we still call it Kemp.
It's a subtle reminder of the importance of learning and preserving history.
I've lived in Watertown most of my life, and I find so many things change over the years, and businesses come and go. And I think it's important to keep track of what's going on in our town and how it affects national and international affairs.
Well, some things are similar to other towns in South Dakota, but some things are unique, and that has a real effect on what your community is today. It's fun to learn about all the crazy and brave and courageous things that people did, and some of the things that we've overcome as a community.
Well, folks, that is all the time we have for today on Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.